Okay, folks, today we're going to do something a little different than I normally do. I made this hardy board, cement board. I made this into a panel that looks like board and batten. You can see in the camera, I don't know if I can show you or not, you can see the line right there in the center, right here. I put a groove in there. It's a 1/4 inch wide by a 1/4 inch deep. And what that will do is act like a board layout. And I'll show you a picture of this, what this is supposed to look like in the finish, to go along with the video. But anyway, I cut these out. They're 8 inches. These are 32 inches, so it worked out to even 8 inches for four boards, 8 inches wide for the bottom, for one sheet. So I just left it at that. That's the one sheet there. It's got 4 lines in it. Makes it, or 3 lines in it, makes it look like 4 boards. This one here has got 2 lines in it. This is not 8 inches here, and the reason being, at the very top one I put 6 inches because of the light switch here. We decided to drop it down a bit, to not have to do with any electrical changes or whatnot. And by the picture, it looks like this one here was, the top board was cut in half anyway. The customer found this on Pinterest, so this is what I'm doing. Now, the code requirement says you have to leave a 1 inch gap off the wall for the back of the fireplace or the wood stove. So we're going to do that as well with this. I'll make sure that there's a 1 inch gap there. Anyway, with this one, I cut a groove in the back of it, so it kind of overlaps itself like siding. And it sits on top of the other sheet, and it's flush at the back, and the groove, I've already cut grooves into the top of this sheet on the bottom, so it'll continue like it never ever stop happening. So it'll look like one complete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boards. It's what it will look like in lines. And I'll do the same thing with that side. And then we're going to take this wood that you see on the floor. You see the marker on it, the red marker on it. Well, that's an old barn board, and it's all weathered. And we're going to take that and we're going to rip it down a little bit and make a mantle. Now, if you notice with my checks, you see that these are checked down 1 inch, because you need that 1 inch all the way around, right? Like that 1 inch has to happen, and that allows the air to escape in order to meet code requirement on the wood stove. So what I'm going to do to hide that, I'm going to get creative. Instead of putting vents in, I'm going to put a check in the back of my mantle, so it hangs down over the 1 inch, so it'd be like 1.5 inches. So, and it'll stick out, and I'll leave a 1 inch. It'll hang out over top. The check will hang out over top the cement board 1 inch out. So it's got to be 1 inch throughout. It's 1 inch all the way around to make that work, to make that breathe properly. So, and then it'll just be a vent. You won't be able to see it unless you're on the floor looking up. So everything here will look like it should. It'll look like it's not even there, but it'll be able to vent air. So if it ever gets hot behind there, the heat can escape instead of letting the wall get hot. So, because you need that 1 inch air space all the way around. So we're gonna give that to it. So here I'm gonna take a piece of that brown board that's down here. They've already cut it. We're gonna cut it again, and we're gonna cut one. They're 8 feet long. We're gonna cut it in half. We're gonna put half at that side and half at this side. Well, a little more than half anyway. And they're weathered on one end, and we're going to make sure the weathered end is hanging out, because we want to make it look like it's rustic at the top, and that's what we're going to do. Customer's going to paint this, so you're not going to see this finished unless they post it. Unfortunately, it'll be finished, but it won't be finished. I'll have it set up like this and all installed. I'll show you how that I'm going to install it. I don't know how I'm going to keep it off the wall. I've got a couple ideas here. Whatever it is, it can't be flammable. It has to be, again, something non-combustible. So anyway, so we'll make sure that that's it. I may end up fastening it to the metal that's here now. That will ensure me to make sure that I have everything. It might be easier for me to fasten this to. I haven't decided yet. I'll let you know tomorrow a little bit more. So that's what I'm up against. I have to make the exact same thing on that side. So that's what I'm doing now. And the customer is not going to paint this. This heart on the floor is going to be exactly what it is. In the picture, it shows that this is all white. Well, that's a dangerous game, really. I mean, to do that white, because you know wood's dirty. So it looks great in the picture, but not very functional. So they're going to do this white. We're going to do the top rustic. We're going to do a rustic piece of wood on the side to make it like a cap for the panel, or a beam coming up. And that's exactly what it will be. It'll be the same thickness as these. These are 2.5 inches, I believe, in thickness. So this will be 2.5 inches, and I'll cut a dado in it so it caps over that and comes back to the wall. And again, I'll have something figured out that I can get air in around it without it looking too off. So that's what I've got going on. So tomorrow this will be finished. Today I started it. Mostly took me most of the day to come up with the game plan. I wasn't sure that I was able to cut these grooves in the cement board without making a mess. I came up with a way that they almost look like they were in there by factory, so it's good. I have a little device there that I can crimp on both sides, and so I can cut like a gauge and not move. So I can run my skill saw through that, and I put the cement or the tile cutter blade that I use on my grinder on the skill saw, and I just set it up for 1/4 inch, and that worked out. So that's all I've got to show you right now. So, all right, everybody, have a good day, and I'll be back on here tomorrow, and hopefully you'll see this finished project. Okay, cheers.